everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Comics! So, summer is finally over. You should know what I meant by that. It's done. Moving on. And in all honesty, nothing really happened news-wise this week, and so we thought, why don't we just look back on the big stuff that happened in Marvel and DC this summer. So in the DC Comics side of things, obviously the big thing was the announcement of DC's New 52, which starts next week. Like everybody else, I was not for the DC New 52, and it was funny because it was announced during the same time that we all thought we were going to be raptured, apparently. So of the two raptures, only one of them is actually happening. But as time passed by, I was for the DC New 52. Plus, what's really cool is I actually saw a commercial for it like about 10 seconds ago, that's pretty cool. You know, I think that's the very first commercial I'd ever seen about a comic book thing. Now, the big event story, other than DC's New 52 that was happening at DC Comics, was the story that led into the relaunch, which was Flashpoint. Flashpoint had a great idea behind it, had great art in the book, but the execution of the book, instead of feeling like an event comic, it was average at best. In all honesty, the only reason anyone would remember Flashpoint is being the book that, went into the relaunch. That's about it. Movie-wise, obviously DC sucked this year, but I don't want to talk about it. It makes me sad. It's the worst movie of the year, in my opinion, because it was so disappointing. We're not going to talk about that. So that's all the big highlights from DC. Now let's change it over to Carter, who's going to tell you some of the highlights from Marvel.
Hello everybody. So I know what you must be thinking, what's up with the different backdrop and stuff, but it wouldn't make any sense for me to talk to you like this, seeing how I don't have my tripod. I still have it in my possession, but it is not currently in my house. It is being borrowed. And so this is actually the only place where I could fit my camera. If suddenly you see it falling and like a crack appears on the screen, just let me know and I'll get it. Now I'm going to tell you about what summer has been for Marvel and what the pros and cons have been. And so in terms of comics, the big thing for Marvel this summer was Fear Itself, which is currently on its 5th issue. With Marvel event comics, you expect huge things, like with Secret Invasion and Civil War. The whole dynamic of the Marvel Universe really was changed. A lot of Marvel's big events end up actually having a pretty big impact on the Marvel Universe in general. Fear Itself, I just haven't been feeling that same impact with it. There's still 2 issues left in it. Hopefully, after issue number 7, they won't just wipe everything away and reboot the whole Marvel comic line, because that'd be a really, really cheap way to end a big event comic. DC. Anyway, also for Marvel, the big things for this summer was movies. All 3 did very well at the box office and very well critically. The one that did the best critically was my least favorite though, X-Men First Class. I just don't think it was on par with Thor and Captain America. Granted, I much prefer Thor and Captain America as characters, but I promise you, that's not why I didn't like X-Men First Class as much. I honestly thought that Thor and Captain America were better films. Anyway, we'll hand it back to Richard, who's going to give you a movie review of a non-comic book related movie, but it's directed by Guillermo del Toro, which gives us reason enough to review it in the show.
Update! I was going to review Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, but now I'm just going to do a written review of it. But in this episode of Comics, I want to review for you guys something that was infinitely better. I'm going to review the Series 6 Part 2 beginning episode of Doctor Who! Told you it was infinitely better. If you don't remember what's happened in the first half of these series, let me give you a quick refresher. In Series 6, Part 1 of Doctor Who, in the very first episode, the Doctor is murdered. He doesn't even get a chance to regenerate. In the middle of his regeneration, boom, he's shot again and he's dead. After witnessing this, Amy, River, and Rory go to this cafe and they run into a younger version of the Doctor, and unbeknownst to that younger version, they band together to try and solve who killed the Doctor and how could they prevent this. While on this quest, we learn who River Song really is. And if you don't know that already, this is a spoiler. We learn that River Song is actually a Time Lord, well, half Time Lord, and that she is the daughter of Amy and Rory. Now, basically what happens in the very first episode of Part 2 of Series 6, we see the very beginnings of River Song. And the way she actually appears in this episode is actually really cool. I was like, whoa, that was awesome. I don't want to go too much into the story because it does kind of like give a few things away, and plus you just have to watch it for yourself. But overall, I really loved this first episode. I can't wait for the rest of part 2. It's going to be awesome. Anyways, in the comment section below, did you watch the premiere of Doctor Who? Tell me. I want to know what you think. Anyways, that's about it for us here at Comics. Couple of things I want to tell you about before you go. Thing number 1, I just want to thank everybody that gave me really nice birthday wishes on Tuesday, which was my birthday, by the way. You know, thanks to everybody that, you know, got me gifts, like my friend Tony Northrup, who sent me a really awesome package in the mail. That was really awesome of you, man. So yes, thanks for the cash, thanks for the gifts, thanks for the birthday wishes. You all are awesome. The coolest gift that I got on my birthday was an earthquake. And finally, don't forget to like this video, follow Carter and I on Facebook and Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, favorite this video if you want to, and we'll see you guys this weekend with our big DC New 52 special episode. Bye!